How you doing, guys? It's Lavender here from Spicymoustache with some new tips in order to help you creating your own green area, indoor or outdoor, following the principle of do as nature does. Flowers are an essential part of an organic vegetable garden, and most people tend to underestimate their value and function in the garden. They attract beneficial pollinators, which will hunt down pests, but there are also pest repellent themselves, which is a win-win. Also, many kinds of flowers are edible, and they can be eaten straight from the plant or in salads. So dig up the like button, and today I'll show you all you need to know about using 5 different flowers to repel and control pests in your garden. Flowers do much more than just providing beauty and lovely scent. Their primary purpose is reproduction. During the reproductive process, flowers make use of their colorful petals to attract pollinators and animals. These creatures are also lured by the nectar produced in the nectaries, which are glands often placed at the base of the petals. By producing nectar, flowers are able to provide food for the insects that help to pollinate the plant. After a flower is pollinated, its fertilized ovule develops into a seed that can create a new plant. The ovary that formed the ovule becomes a fruit. The process of plant reproduction is a great way to provide food for people and animals to eat. In addition to reproduction, flowers also serve important roles in a garden. Some flowers have the ability to attract beneficial pollinator that helps plants get pollinated and produce fruit. On the other hand, some flowers are also great repellent for unwanted insects that could create damages in your garden. Using flowers as guardians for your garden could potentially provide more control and reduce the use of chemical pesticides to kill pests. I'm growing around 7 varieties of lavender that I won in a competition roughly 1 year ago, and they all flower with different colors and different scents. Lavender is known to repel mosquitoes, which is great news for anyone living in subtropical or tropical regions. It is also said to repel fleas, flies, ticks, moths and even mice. Linalool, a compound found in lavender and a few different flowers and spices, contribute to the scent of the plant. There are other plants that contain this compound, including oregano, basil, mint and thyme, and they are all proven to repel pests. However, lavender is widely considered the most effective at repelling insects due to the high content of linalool. Also, it is the perfect plant to grow as border for your raised beds, or you can grow it in pots so you can move it around your garden. Since I discovered marigold and their benefits, I plant them pretty much everywhere around my garden. They're most effective when used as companion plants for tomatoes. I usually plant them in between tomato plants, but I also plant them with many other vegetables. Research indicates that marigolds create a symbiotic relationship between their roots and the roots of tomatoes, releasing some toxins that kill harmful nematodes that could potentially feed on the roots of tomatoes. To be effective, the marigolds must be planted 2 months in advance prior to the crop that needs to be planted with them, and this crop needs to be planted in the same location. If you don't do that, no benefits will be gained by the symbiotic relationship with the marigold roots and the vegetables. When it comes to use marigolds for pest control, not all marigolds variety repel the same pests. French marigold or tagete are proven to be the most effective. They also attract a variety of many beneficial insects that prey on the pests. Another cool thing is that they emit a scent that masks the scent of all the other vegetables, so in this way they are protected from the attack of green flies and black flies. Another must-have for your garden is definitely Nasturtium. It's a colorful plant that thrives with minimal care. In fact, what I do is just water them and leave them be. They grow in a sort of bush, either in partial shade or full sun. The plant is also fully edible, including flowers, stems, leaves, with a peppery kick. However, other than being a beautiful plant and a delight to add to your salads, their main function is pest control management. You can use nasturtiums for pest control in a couple of different ways. You can plant nasturtium as a trap crop. Some insects, including aphids, love nasturtium and they prefer this plant over cabbage and other vegetables. The trick to use trap crops is to plant the sacrificial nasturtiums safely away from your garden. You can also use nasturtium to draw aphids away from vegetables that are more prone to attract aphids. It appears that aphids are especially attracted from the yellow variety of Nasturtium. Another way is to grow Nasturtium as a companion plant. When planted with cucumbers and tomatoes, Nasturtium might repel a few different varieties of pests, including aphids, whiteflies, and squash bugs. Planting Nasturtium alongside eggplants or squash plants might also repel cucumber beetles. As an extra bonus, the winding stems add an element of beauty to your garden. Sunflowers are a pretty new plant in my garden, but well worth having it around. Sunflower is not only attractive to the human eye, but it could be beneficial to a garden. Even so, it does have some drawbacks that you should consider carefully before planting it into your garden. The seeds have what's called a allelopathic chemical, which inhibits the growth of other plants in the area. On one end, it can help a garden because it can keep the weeds down. On the other, it can weaken the growth of the plants that you do want. Sunflowers have lots of high-quality proteins in the nectar, attracting the bees. Once the bees drink the nectar of the flowers, they travel to other plants, pollinating them and potentially increasing the yield. They also have great masking properties to protect your plants from pests. I use sunflowers as a way to draw aphids away from other plants. The sunflowers are tough enough that they suffer no damages from the pests. Borage, it's an essential part of my garden, and it comes with many benefits for your growing space. In the garden, the use of borage include repelling pests like hornworms, attracting pollinators, and also aiding any plant that is interplanted with borage, making it stronger and more resistant to pests and disease. It thrives great in partial shade and full sun. A really strong plant that grows vigorously but can quickly overtake your garden. It's not great to be planted with smaller plants because it will cover them completely. If you trim the flowers, borage will bloom for many weeks and expect the plant to produce a lot of seeds. You could also trim back the plant halfway through the summer and it will come back in full vigor. The flowers are edible, which gives an extra bonus to this beautiful plant. The seeds could be also crushed and made into an ointment or cream to relieve skin irritation. Each garden should have a section entirely dedicated to flowers, especially in a city like here, because they need to travel for long distances to find them. Also, prevention is better than curing, so make sure to follow these steps to take care of your garden and protect it from pests and from using any sort of chemical pesticides. I hope you liked this video, and if so, please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification settings so you can be notified every time I post a new video, and I'll see you next Friday for a new episode. Thank you so much for watching. See ya!